There's apparently even a person on Muslim TV who cursed on air about Hamas and what they pulled and who they targeted and how they tried to play it off. What the world's not happy about is that these big belly badasses wanna show themselves to have some clout as military tacticians and a legitimate military, and what did they do? They made things worse for their own people. They made things worse for Muslims worldwide. They threw away the moral high ground. Any moral high ground they may have gained over the years, it's all gone, out the window. Because there isn't any moral high ground. Hamas may now expect the strategy of least respect from pretty much the whole world. Anybody who thinks that they're ever going to be considered a legitimate government ever again is fucking delusional. Hamas is one of three governments that the Palestinians have. Now, the West Bank, there's an area on the West Bank that I had confused earlier when I was talking about the Gaza Strip, and I do apologize for that. The only area in all of Israel and Palestine that has any resources worth mining. There's a store up here. My vehicle's falling apart. I got no family that gives a shit about me. Somebody's gonna go do stupid shit. It should be somebody like me. Not a bunch of goddamn youngins. I don't know what the fuck is going on in the world. My personal belief is that nobody should be allowed to join the military until they're at least 35 years of age. Take me to Tillamook Sporting Goods.
Okay, Tillamook Sporting Goods. Here we go.
So, Hamas very specifically targeting women and children. Specifically targeting families, not military targets. Not only that, I mean, they come up with some great ideas, right? And they swamped on in through there with paragliders, RPGs, drones, and they lasted about how long? There's a lot of people in the West Bank, and if they were to utilize some of the drone technology the way that Ukraine is, they could do a lot of damage. Except that they led with that card this time, didn't they? Showing off that they figured out how to do what the Ukrainians and Russians are doing. Like, fuck. If you'd have grown up in the United States, I'd be surprised if you didn't think of that. Well, fuck that, we're not on Pacific, we're on Main, and I'm taking a right because I'm going to Center Market. So thank you, smartphone, for trying to read my mind. That was awful kind.
Turn left onto 9th Street.
I'm going to explain to you, smartphone, that the only reason I put in the wrong address is because I don't want you saying done, and then I might take off driving, and you, my smartphone, not realize that I need my MapQuest up and going so that I know exactly what speed my vehicle is going, and that helps keep myself and others and my surroundings safe. Alright. Hamas reminds me a lot of the United States. Did you know that 5 children every day die in child care in the United States? Foster care in specific. 5 people per day. Specifically children. Of course it hurts. I'm so exhausted physically and mentally. But on the bright side, nobody walked through and massacred my friends wholesale. No, they kill my loved ones one at a time, slowly but surely, over time. God bless America, right? Isn't that what I keep being told? Allahu Akbar doesn't sound much different to me. Our God is an awesome God. Are you sure? Isn't your God all powerful? Still breathing. In a lot of pain, but I'm feeling a lot better than last time.
Hey, you want some Tylenol?
Nah, I got some in my car. It just doesn't touch the pain.
Oh, yeah, what is that?
Tylenol, it's just not strong enough for the pain I got.
have 500 milligrams.
I got the 800s.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Thank you for offering, though.
You're welcome.
Good to see you back. Just keep me warm for a couple minutes.
I do.
How's that looking for cancer? Is that a cancer? It's all wet, so all the snipes are soaked. It ain't locked, so it's a good start.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, man.
I'm gonna go dig in my car and see if I got anything else to give you. I'm fine with it either way. Oh, shit. There's a fucking snail on my car. I almost smacked him with my stick almost. Alright, we'll relocate this guy till we get some more that's more. Wow, he's really stuck on there, but I don't want to crush him with my door. There you go, bud. There's better moss and stuff up there anyway. Over here, there ain't nothing for him to munch. Motherfucker's got some grip, though. I would say there's no way that's the snail that I put on my car a couple weeks ago, but actually I guess it was about a month ago. But the reality is I don't see any way for one of them to get all the way up on my car like that without either A, falling off of a tree onto it, or B, it being one that I put on my car before. Anyway, that lady's name is Dora. I thought I had about 40 cents or so to give her, but turns out I did not have that much. So I'm checking to see if I dropped any in my car. I've been hearing a lot of people in the media cursing. There's even people in, well, some pretty extremist Islamic groups that are speaking out against Hamas now. So, yeah, we'll see what ends up happening here. You think Hamas knows they fucked up? I think the whole world knows they fucked up. They had this great idea with these hang gliders or paragliders. Well, it ain't even an original idea. I came up with that idea, and probably 100 other people have come up with that idea over the years. It's nothing new. It's been in the movies. It's been all over the place. Alright, so you watched an action movie with Vin Diesel. Except Vin Diesel wasn't running around chopping women and children's heads off. Nope, that would be Hamas. Oh, sounds like I'm getting a message of some sort. Alright, so apparently Hamas used a victim's phone to record her murder and post it up on Facebook. How swell. Alright, well, I got I found a couple of pennies, but I'm not going to go over there just over a couple of pennies. That's kind of a dick move. I thought I had more. I did spend a lot to go into places that were warm today. Maybe not a lot, like the last time I went in, I spent 50 cents, 60 cents on a soda pop. It'd be nice if there was always a peaceful solution to be had, but some people just won't have a peaceful solution, such as the United States government and Hamas. Where the hell did I put my... Was this it? Yes, there it is. Alright. Countries the United States invaded decided and stated very loud and clear, we are people, not puppets. matter how unhappy the United States government is about it, I don't have to agree with the United States government, and neither does anybody else. We don't owe it to them to lay down and take their abuse. Oh, I meant to do that, really. Good. Just messed. I decidedly did not mean to do that.
Turn left at 9th Street, then turn left on Pacific Avenue.
I checked a couple of spots that might have backwards. I don't know what the fuck that was.
10th Street, then turn left on Pacific Avenue.
Let me just turn up on my vehicle. I don't know what the hell it was.
Take the next left on 11th Street, then turn left on Pacific Avenue. Take the next right onto 12th Street, then make a U-turn at Tillamook River Road.
Whatever it was too big to be that squirrel. Or not that squirrel, that snail. I'll be right back. Hell, might have been my cane. It's looking like I might have relocated it or mislocated it somehow. Here it is. I had one person tell me that it sounds like the firing order's off. Another person told me it sounds like it's out of timing. I had another person tell me that only one piston was firing. I'm not a fucking mechanic. I know it's running rough, feeling rough, and sounding rough. So, being not a mechanic, being a dog person, I would say if it's that rough, it's probably a fucking dog. But obviously, it's not a dog. Some of y'all got my joke, and some of y'all are going, I don't get it. Is he crazy? Alright, so let's get back to the task at hand. The sheer necessary butchery. You don't target kids like that. Ain't no way in hell anybody's gonna be alright with that. It's not like the Israelis went and put military installations in every kibbutz. No, they tried to make safe rooms. And Hamas came in with explosives and blew up the fucking safe rooms. Why are Israeli houses required to have safe rooms? Because this isn't the first time that Palestinians or others have gone through Israel and slaughtered people wholesale. Back when they first made the laws requiring safe rooms, what was going on? Gas attacks. That's right. How many of y'all remember the gas attacks? The oxygen in your safe room should be sufficient enough to keep every person in your household alive for 6 to 12 hours. Some of them are real fancy with oxygen scrubbers, scrubbing carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide out of the atmosphere. Anyway, I better get back over by the library in the Safeway. This shit's fucking disgusting. I grew up in the system having to live through some pretty horrible shit. One thing I've always been against is child abuse. And who did the Palestinians go after? The rest of the world wanted to see Hamas as terrorists, including the Israelis. But the Israelis give them the option of democratically elected government, their own government. The Palestinian people chose terrorists as their government, and although the rest of the world told Israel, don't be friends with them, don't help them out, don't work together with those terrorists, Israel wanted to comply with what they thought was right, to try to work with Hamas and give them an opportunity as a legitimate government to do the right thing. Woo! Jesus fuck. They fucked that pooch, didn't they? So Hamas decided it wanted to try to show off how bad ass they are by pulling some triple X bullshit, like in the movies. Well, triple X went after militaries. In the movies, he was after Russians, now wasn't he?
1,000 feet. Turn right onto 9th Street. In 800 feet, turn right onto 9th Street.
This is what happens when you have delusional people in government. Hamas thinking for even one moment that they stood a chance against Israel. That's just stupid.
Turn right onto 9th Street, then turn left onto Pacific Avenue.
Not only that, but they knew that there would be a calculated response from Israel. They could calculate that response because it is fucking consistent. The consequences will always be the same.
In 500 feet, turn right onto 7th Street. Turn right onto 7th Street, then turn left onto Pacific Avenue.
If you attack Israel, they will find out how you attack them, and they will destroy the fuck out of that shit. By the way, that snail is obviously not what fell off my car, and I can prove it, because there he is going down my windshield. Alright. Hamas is not getting the world response that they thought they were going to get. Then again, I'm sure the Hamas leadership was probably, at least to some degree, hoping that their big belly badass soldiers would go up against some Israeli soldiers right away.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto 1st Street.
And they do some real damage to the Israeli troops. But no, they got there. They fought against some retired old men that used to be in the IDF and butchered their wives and children and grandchildren. And, well, a kibbutz is primarily a family orientation. It's like owning a farm here in the United States. Except the farm is for all of them. Every Jewish person contributes to the resources being sent to help people in the Gaza Strip. But what were those resources used for? Were they used to improve the lives of the Palestinians? No, they were used to kill Israeli women and children. They were used to buy cheap toys. They were used so horribly wrong. Cheap gimmicks for attention. When you've got news anchors cursing, you know the situation is completely fucked. I don't think I heard any, what do you call those? News anchors curse even for 9/11. I'm currently in Tillamook. We got some pretty crooked goddamn cops here. Obviously, I'm not a news anchor, and obviously, I curse like a sailor. Right or wrong, to me, is not dependent upon whether or not somebody curses. But if someone's going to give me that treatment, they don't get to whine when they get that treatment back. Israel is doing smart and intelligent things. They're going for infrastructure, and they're not going for accuracy. Going for accuracy puts their troops and their equipment at too high a risk. So what are they doing? Between completely guided munitions that can pinpoint what they're aiming at, but they got to be in close to do that, or firing unguided rockets from a bit further away. They're firing unguided rockets from a bit further away, knowing that it's going to do more damage to the immediate area and the surrounding area, but also knowing that it's going to preserve the life of the pilot. There's even a channel called the Young Turks. And I'm used to hearing all sorts of crazy shit out of the people on that channel. All sorts of crazy shit. Stuff that is completely off the fucking wall and baseless as far as reality goes. I've also heard them make a few good points. Today, I got to hear the guy on there who's usually opinionated and ignorant as far as the homeless people go and the poor go. But he doesn't usually do all this cursing. Today he went off. Probably about a 5-minute cursing spree. Screaming about the moral ground, the moral high ground. How Hamas fucked things up for Muslims everywhere. And they did. By the way, Muslims aren't like that. I've known a lot of Muslims in my lifetime. And Christians have committed those type of atrocities. Not just Muslims. And I'd like to ask that people not take this out on all Muslims. I'd like this to be squarely placed on the shoulders of Hamas. I'd like for the Palestinian people to be free of Hamas and for them to have one government, a government that actually cares about the people on both sides. A lot of y'all who hate the Israelis and are pro-Palestinian, you don't stop to look at how much the Palestinians have put the Israelis through. Since before Israel was even a nation. On the bright side, we've got people that'll help you to remember if you need it. We got historical records and archives. I wish I had one good friend, but I don't. There are a lot of people here that I like. There aren't many people here that I'm aware of that would see rockets being launched and want to actually stick around and wait for a retaliatory strike. Now, this is in a country where people aren't used to having retaliatory strikes in their backyards. What the fuck were you thinking doing it to Israel, where they have that every day? Where for years and years, they had to deal with that every day. Y'all remember the suicide bombers of the 90s, early 2000s? You remember the gas attacks? No? Well, that wasn't that long ago in the grand scheme of things. A lot of y'all younger people, that's an entire lifetime ago, because that's been the full extent of your life. 19 and 20-year-olds weren't even alive when 9/11 happened. They only know the world post 9/11. Yep. There's no good moral to this story. What's the lesson to be learned here, right? Me as a scientist, and I like to think of myself at least some degree as an educator, although I'm wrong about a lot of things. A lot of people are cop-outs on literally everything that you say. They'll come up with excuses not to even try. Excuses like, oh, you can't save the whole world. Well, maybe not. That's a terrible excuse not to try. I may not be able to save the whole world at once, but I can make it better a little bit at a time. As long as I keep trying, right? Except I don't want to try anymore, because it doesn't seem to me as if anybody else is. All you're trying to do is find somebody of an acceptable social class to blame. If people hate Jews in your area, well, you'll just blame everything on Jews like everybody else in your area. If everybody blames the homeless, that's what's popular, and that's who you'll blame too. That's who you will take it out on. That's who you'll plan and plot. And it's amazing how quickly people mobilize over trivial bullshit. And how nearly impossible it is for them to stand up when it's something that's serious and important. At least people in the United States have started to come to the same understanding that many of us who are broke had already. The cops are not your fucking friends. That's a big fucking spider. Dude, get off my blanket. Probably the same one that was messing around earlier today and yesterday. Looks like a big ass brown recluse. Sort of. If that bites, oh, they make some nasty open sores. Because the poison that they inject into you, it just keeps eating away at your flesh. Over and over and over. Day in and day out. Eventually they have to cut out large chunks of your skin and any flesh that it has been able to get into and deteriorate. You have to carve it out of your body. It's gross. Eventually, hopefully, it'll get so diluted that it's not doing it anymore, but what are the chances of that? Anyway, I'm sorry I get to talking so long on my videos. I don't have any real friends in real life, so I kind of use my channel to make up for that. I like to pretend that there might be somebody out there who actually gives a shit. Not just about what I have to say, but about doing something about it. People say they want to be my friend, but all they want to do is tell me what good listeners they are. Well, you're not that good a listener if you won't shut the fuck up. If you always think it's your turn to talk, you can't help the victim if you won't hear the victim. And if your idea of listening is not shutting the fuck up, you're not listening. You get to hear myself and Shannon Alvarado having that argument, where she wanted to talk over me over and over and over and over again. Tell me that she'll listen to me, and then, of course, I get one or two sentences in, and she just can't help herself. She's just gonna start talking over me again. None of that stops abuse. Matter of fact, that contributes to it. Shannon Alvarado never once made a single goddamn effort to help me to turn in Kara Johnson Miles. All she did was send me the evidence, but didn't make any attempt to turn it in, with me or without me. Because she wasn't thinking straight, because she is an alcoholic, and how dare I say anything about her alcoholism? I must be evil, and so on, right? Isn't that way we want to sell it? Anybody who stands up to a woman is a horrible monster. If she is an alcoholic, it's men's fault. Or how dare a man say anything about it? He's a horrible monster for telling the truth. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, nice. There's some tobacco right there. Well, it's all better than nothing, ain't it? And I found one of my old telephones. It's got some evidence on it. They all do. A lot of times when I hear people talk about their moral ground and their moral beliefs and their moral understandings, it usually ain't long after that they show me it's complete bullshit. A lot of people wanted to treat me like I was a bad person because they were thinking about their kids. Oh, no, you weren't. You were thinking about yourself. If your kids were really threatened, you'd try to turn in the son of a bitches who threatened them. Human patterns of behavior are pretty easy to read, especially if you're able to establish patterns and pay attention to patterns. Wish me luck in getting to sleep. I'm having a lot of anxiety. On the bright side, I didn't kill any kids. I didn't shoot any unarmed civilians today, so I did good.
The fuck?
I didn't pull a Hamas today. I didn't pull a Boulder Police Department today. I didn't pull a Tillamook County Sheriff's Department today. Guess how many civilians I killed today? 0. Guess how many I've killed in my lifetime? 0. I'd say that makes me manlier than every person who shot a child in the last few weeks or the last few days. Isn't that what it's about? The presentation of manliness. That's right, y'all showed those unarmed women and children who's boss, didn't you?